Find a way, kid, find a way. Coach. Ready to hit, ready, let's go. On six, on six. Stay on it. Watch out. You're ready right now, let's go. Go, stay hot, stay hot. Hey! Hey! Okay, drop it, stay hot, stay hot, have a day. Have a day, kid. I see it right here, see it. Something drive. Good idea. Good idea.
Last baseball guy.
See it. See it.
What?
Come on, Ben, pick us up, pick us up. Come on, Ben, come on, Ben.
up, Dan. Pick us up.
Good one. On that spot, Mason. Go, Ben.
Killer.
Last baseball, guys. Last baseball. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Keep working, Nate. One.
Hey, don't call him over. We don't need all that. Get Frank. He said you got to get it yourself.
Oh, great. We let him back in here. I thought we banned him.
What are you doing over here? You're supposed to be back there. Can you take your spot?
Yes, that'd be great. Sorry.
Ah, well, you got to be able to carry it. Let's go. Get in here. Let's go.
Hey, Reynolds, good too.
Come on, James. Come on, James. Let's go. Get out there. You know what's coming down hole right here? You know what's coming?
I got a new truck, man.
What? Atta boy! Atta baby! Good job, Shane. Last baseball, guys. Push. Killer. Down right here. One. Big. Go, we got 3-0. Good serve. Down.
All the way back, Jay. Let's go.
Reset it.
Get on.
Be a lead off, Jay. Be a lead off. Come up.
Let's go.
Now you ready?
Jimmy. Come on, Jay, let's go. Rip, go.
All right, the infield pop-up falls short. Pitcher and shortstop unable to communicate and get the right jump and read. As a result, infield routine pop-up fly becomes a error single for Rattan. They now have a base runner on here at the bottom of the second inning. Score tied up. Rattan with an RBI single at the bottom of the first. And Colbert with a bases loaded walk in the top of the second. Now batting number 13, Mark Janot. This one's going to hook foul. He's going to chase it down and just can't quite get to it. Just a reminder, format for this year's tournament has changed. We had 2 teams withdraw. As a result, there are 3 games each day, and that will be the case today, tomorrow, and Saturday, weather permitting, of course. There are 6 teams participating, 2 pods, so each team plays 2 games. Today's pod features the Rattan Rams versus the Colbert Leopards. Next game up, Worcester Wildcats versus Colbert Leopards. And then closing out the day, Worcester Wildcats versus Rattan. Wild pitch and base runner steals uncontested. So that will be your matchups for today. Tomorrow there starts a new pod between Silo, Tupelo, and Riot City. A similar format. They will play at 1, 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. Weather permitting, there is anticipation for rain late tonight, early in the morning. Another wild throw. That one's going to allow him to steal 2 bases, and now Rattan with a base runner in scoring opportunity in position. So the way that the system will work, tomorrow's games will be Silo, Tupelo at 1, Riot City versus Tupelo at 3, Silo versus Riot City at 5. Then they will have the 5th, 3rd, and 5th first place championship game Saturday, again 1, 3, and 5. The way that they will assign the seeding for 1st, 3rd, and 5th. Head-to-head results, runs allowed, and then coin toss should there be a tie. In theory, if 2 teams are undefeated, then that is a easy draw. If there are 4 teams somehow undefeated, that's when things get a little bit more complicated, or 3. Just a reminder, all teams will not play each other, and so it's been a slight change this season. So again, your matchups today, Rattan in first and last doubleheader games. Colbert gets both games in the middle. Worcester will close it out, 2nd and 3rd game. Tomorrow, Silo, Riot City, and Tupelo in a round-robin 3-way. And then Saturday, we'll have the 5th place game at 1 o'clock, 3rd place game, 3 o'clock, championship game, 5 p.m. Run rules in effect: 10 after 4 innings and 8 runs after 5. And again, just a reminder, they will use a head-to-head, run allowed, and coin toss format to determine the seating and slots for tomorrow. And today's results. Since there are only 6 teams, nobody will be eliminated on Friday, which is normal the case. You dropped from 8 to 6. So keep that in mind. If your team goes 0-2, you're likely slotted for the 5th place game. Where it gets a little bit dicey is if you have multiple 1-1s or multiple 2-0s. So we will keep you updated as the tournament progresses. I left off the mic early on due to the wind and dust. I've been sneezing nonstop and getting a super dry cough, so I'm going to try not to annoy you, limit how much talking that I do today. However, I would like to thank our coverage sponsors for today's live stream, video highlights, our score updates, tournament graphic, and in some cases, interviews. We're going to try to time the interviews at the conclusion of 2nd and 3rd games. That way we don't stop a team from resetting the field and getting ready to go back-to-back first game. But thank you very much to Top Notch Turf. They also have a auto racing business that we'll be promoting throughout the day and again on Friday when Colbert's games resume. Thank you to Diamond J Construction, Battles Forestry. They are premier sponsors for the entire tournament, specifically though for the Rattan Rams. And a new sponsor this year, L&N Bridge. Thank you. You're likewise a premier sponsor, sponsoring all Rattan Ram games and making it possible for us to cover any of the teams that don't have sponsors or to do extra coverage. We will have a award presentation coming up a little bit later today for Worcester Wildcat and Mr. Darton Meeks. I'll do my best to do that at the conclusion of Worcester's 2nd game so that we do not interrupt pace of play. Runners loaded and juiced for the Rams. Teams trade bases loaded in back-to-back bookend top and bottom innings. Slightly different reason why we got there. Rattan gave up a hit, infield error, and a wild throw. However, Colbert, 2 wild throws, a walk, and have pretty much allowed the base runners after multiple walks to get back on again. Wild throw at home, a wild throw going from 2nd, allowed Rattan to get multiple throws, or correction, from the catcher back to the pitcher, and allowed them to steal multiple bases. So Rattan looking to respond here. Each team has had an opportunity. We could actually have a couple more runs on the board. James Childress takes the walk, and just like that, teams give up bases loaded runs unearned, and Rattan reclaims the lead 2-1. Just a reminder again, when we do the interviews, we will skip the first game. We'll try to do them at the end of the 2nd and 3rd game. That's when we will likewise do the Glove Defensive Player of the Year award for Darton Meeks from Worcester. We'll do our best to get some of the Rattan players as well. Perfect tournament for Prep Nation to cover. Last week we worked very extensively on concluding all of our basketball awards, watch list, player of the year, Super 6 assignments for our new PNTV Elite category. We've done Super 6 for tournaments for probably about 7-8 years. However, we are in the process. Hopefully this will be the first year. If not, it'll be next year. But we will be hosting our own PNTV Elite showcases by invitation only for all state and watch list players throughout the state. We'll start with basketball, baseball, and softball. Hopefully add wrestling and Eventually, I would like to do football, but it's going to be very hard with all the preset scrimmages already on tap and week 0 formats. Very hard to book a lot of games through the summer with club ball and other things, so there are several considerations to how you can squeeze them in. Then once they become official games without scrimmages, much tougher to get authorization and to get those wired in for schedules sometimes set in advance. It is a little bit windy today. I'll apologize if there's a lot of backdrop in the background. We've got a new tripod holder, and it's kind of scrunched up our protective case for the camera. I'm going to have to play with this in between innings, so I'm not sure if the volume is too high, too low, but if you'll comment and let me know, I will do my best to make any accommodations we can. Now batting for the Rams, number 20, Colbert Johnson. 2-2 pitch count, 1 down, 2-1 lead for Rattan. They jumped out to an early 1-0 lead on an RBI single. Cooper lunges on that one. That was going to hook foul. Goes over the opposing dugout. Very good crowd for the first game of the day. I think Rattan may be onto something here. Normally we have kind of like an 11 a.m. start where there's 4 games. I think the 1-3-5 format, or even a 3-5-7 for that matter, would be perfect. A lot more people to attend due to work and distance of travel. Just my 2 cents worth. Johnson fights off the 2-2 pitch count. A Prep Nation Award winner for the fall baseball season. Johnson, the Class A most valuable player. And fouls it off. We now have the watch list open and up for spring baseball. I've got a lot of work still to do, specifically for classes 5A, 4A, and 3A. We will be adding some 2A as well. A and B are pretty tight. Johnson drives that one over the wall, and it is a grand slam home run for Mr. Colbert Johnson. Are you not entertained? Back it went, and that one was a rocket outside over the center left field wall. Nicely done. Tip of the hat to Mr. Colbert Johnson once again. And now a commanding 6-1 lead for Rattan over the upstart number 1 rated team for the new 2A1 division. More than a few people surprised. Tuska had a really tough start to the season. I think they're like 5-4 right now. Colbert enters the game doing quite well in the new classification. I was a little curious on how it might shake out and who the front runners early would be. As a lot of you know, you can take the rankings pretty much for the first month and just toss them in a bag. It's very hard. Gets the nice ground out over third, 5-3. One hops it in for the throw. But having said that, getting back to the thought, OSSAA created the inaugural Fall 2A category, and they follow it up with another major change to spring baseball, adding 2 divisions to classes A and 2A. So in effect, it splits up and creates a high ADM, low ADM count. Takes 2 of the larger classes. B is still a monster. I mean, I don't know if you've seen the pairing, but I think there's still 55, 58 schools. I mean, I really figured that if they were going to do this, they would be consistent, and they would just do 2A and B and B1 and B2. But they keep B by itself. Same thing for 3, 4, 5, and 6A. The way that the 2A rankings are working now, the larger classes, in effect, I'm going to call this yet, fly out to center field. And your score through 2 innings, Rattan 6, Colbert 1. Leopards will be up to bat. Top of the 3rd inning coming up. You're watching PNTV coverage, Day 1 action of the Rattan Ram Baseball Classic. All right, so getting back to our thought, the classification for the higher ADM schools: Dale, Preston, Calera, Latta, Oakdale, Cashin, Panama, Dibble, Vian, Stroud, Wilburton, Wyandotte, Meeker, Hartshorn, Howell, Colgate, Luther, Frederick, Christian Heritage, and Warner. Those are your top 20 entrants right now to keep an eye on. In the lower classification, or smaller class, if that makes probably a better distinction, again for 2A, you have Colbert, Ketchum, Tuska, Oklahoma Union, Crescent, Kanawha, Talaina, Hulbert, Morrison, Walters, Central Salisaw, Riverside, Mounds, Fairland, Minko, Vanos, Fairview, Haskell, Bacola, and Mangum. And those are given in exact order of present rankings on the OSSAA site. Now for Class A, they likewise split, and this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because some of the schools that you're thinking, well, they'll definitely be in the higher class, they weren't. So for the higher ranked Class A, again, ADMs, not saying that they're better teams, just saying that higher enrollment counts. For A's larger class this spring, it'll be Dewar, Wright City, Worcester, Ripley, Okarche, Caddo, Arapahoe, Butler, Amber, Pocasset, Hydro, Eakley, Drummond, Barnsdall, Oklahoma Christian Academy, Gore, Thomas Fay Custer, Triumvirate, Allen, Regent Prep, Hollis, Carnegie, Wayne, and Summit Christian. Those are your current top 20 teams in the OSSAA rankings for week 3. The lower classification, smaller counts for A. Again, 2 classes for A, 2 for 2A. Smaller one for A: Rattan, Canute, Navajo, Pioneer, Pleasant Vale, Cameron, Shattuck, Red Oak, Sterling, Stonewall, Union City, Verdon, Davenport, Crowder, Fletcher, Wacomas, Depew, Walika, Rush Springs, Sealing, and Turpin. Those are your current top 20 teams for the new 2A 1 and 2 and A1 and 2 classifications. So as I said before, never ceases to amaze me. Some of the things I think will get changed don't. Some of the things I never thought that they would need to change, they do. And in this particular case, just opens up opportunities for 2 more teams to win state tournaments. Likewise, makes it even harder for people like me to actually cover the games because of all the head-to-head times. So it just adds even more difficulties to the coverage schedule once we get into March and heading into the April-May strip of tournament play. Aiden Puras, or correction, Cannon Mara able to draw the initial walk. And then now Eric Hockett at the plate for the Leopards. They were doing quite well. Responded to a 1-0 lead and got the score tied 1-1 top of the second. And then gave up multiple walks, some wild throws, errors. Fielding error right by the pitcher was especially costly. The pitcher and shortstop converged, falls right in between them. Wild throw on the left side of home plate, right side, and then back to the pitcher. And Rattan made him pay, loading him, walking in a run, and then a massive grand slam blast by Mr. Cooper Johnson. And ring him up. I can think of no better or easier way to get a call go against you than to sling the bat and start walking down the line before the umpire makes the call. K-time, bring him up, and it is a strikeout. So the pitching change for Rattan paying dividends here. They got into a bit of a cluster in the first inning. Coach Michael Clay calls timeout, substitution for the original starting pitcher. And then unearned run score on the walk, and then the grand slam knocks in 4. A huge bottom second for the Rams. They now lead 6-1. This is the first of 3 games today here at Rattan, their annual spring classic. Only difference in the tournament play is the format. There's 2 pods, 3 teams each day will play. So today this is an opportunity for Rattan to play the first and last game of the day. Colbert gets back-to-back games for game 1 and 2, and then Worcester likewise game 2 and 3 to close it out. Tomorrow we'll be looking at Silo, Tupelo, and Wright City. So another strikeout, and it is back-to-back whiffs for the Rams. One base runner on for the Leopards. They've got their work cut out for them. It will not be easy today. As the old saying goes, heavy lies the crown. It's easy to get to number 1, very hard to stay there. And they will definitely be tested early on in this tournament as they'll play Rattan and Worcester in back-to-back games. Large part originally had planned on doing the Amber Pocasset Classic. However, with the number of teams in the tournament, technically 3A doesn't rank their teams, but I would consider Silo to be a top 3, top 4 team. And if you look across the board, Colbert, Rattan, Wright City, and then obviously throwing in Tupelo and this squad right here in front of us, all 6 teams theoretically ranked in the top 3. So that's a pretty amazing pairing of teams. Beauty of it is in spite of the way that it lays out, even if you lose your 2 games today or tomorrow, you still get a crack at it again. So we will likely have a 1 and 2 and 0 and 3 finisher. Things could really get, dicey here with the way the pool play lines up. It would absolutely not surprise me if we have maybe a day where there's 3 1-1 teams or 1 undefeated and 2 1-1, that types of scenarios. And he strikes out the side. Nicely done. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be the Rattan Rams coming up to bat. You're watching PNTV coverage of the 2025 Rattan Rams Spring Classic. Coverage is brought to you by Top Notch Turf, Diamond J Construction, L&N Bridges, and Battles Forestry. Thank you for your coverage and support of Prep Nation and Oklahoma High School Athletics. Just a reminder, we do have a playlist. All team content is categorized A to Z, and you can go back and watch highlights of this game at the conclusion, or the entire game, or you can even go back and watch previous aired content. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. It is free. All you have to do is click subscribe, and that will prioritize content whenever you are inside the YouTube app. More importantly, it helps us have more viewers and followers so that we can get sponsors to make these feeds free so that you do not have to pay a subscription to watch them. A lot of places require it, a lot of places doing it, and a lot of places having it to do it. So please do your part. You can make it where it's a win-win deal for the businesses. And please, by all means, show them your appreciation by thanking them and bringing them your hard-earned money. All right, Rattan back in business, back at the plate. Bottom of the 3rd officially underway here. Keller Shockey now at the plate. We normally would have covered the first week of the spring break bash last week, but I had so many players to evaluate. That's going to fall for a single out to left field. He's going to be comfortably in and just kind of scoots down the line. So Shockey back on for the Rams. It is proving to be a beneficial back-to-back inning after a bumpy start to the game. It has been all Rattan. Now batting number 8, Jimmy Ellis. And K-time.
Kobe.
Go, Kobe, let's go.
Good, Kobe.
Colbert really needs a turn two here to get back in this game. All the momentum has shifted starkly and quickly in favor of the hometown Rattan Rams. A couple of wild throws and a miscue at home plate to the pitcher really kind of set the tone, and then a bases loaded walk and then grand slam by Cooper Johnson, and it has busted open a 1-1 game that was back and forth to start. And with the way that the format sets, you don't have your traditional advance win, winners bracket, back end consolation bracket. It is just a pod system to where the walk now puts 2 base runners on. So you want to finish 2-0 in play and then outscore your opponent and clearly beat anybody that might finish with a similar record as you. So head-to-heads will be the top criteria that is used for determining who plays for 5th, 3rd, and 1st place on Saturday. However, they will factor in runs scored, and then if we still have ties, then they will do a old-fashioned coin toss. So we may not know our matchups until the final game of the day tomorrow, but I'll do my best to post those for everybody so that it is known and advertised. Our graphics will update each day with the final score, and then we will likewise have the recap of the day along with the new pairings tomorrow. All right, back in action. Base runners on the corner now for the Rams. 0-2 is the pitch count, 1 down. They definitely want to try to limit the damage here and keep that runner from third base crossing home. And ball is trapped. However, it does hit the batter, so automatic advance. And yet another bases loaded situation here for Rattan. They got to be licking their chops after the last one. We'll have a timeout called here. Multiple actual coach conferences. Zach Crabtree going to the mound to speak with his pitcher, who's struggling on ball command. Michael Clay now with his batter, Zayden Watts. And keep an eye on that guy right there. Number 22 Johnson coming back up again. This is almost the same exact scenario. They had the bases loaded, walked a run, and then Cooper came up and a grand slam. We are going to have a pitching change made by the Leopards. I'm going to do my best to get his name as soon as I can get a read on his jersey number. He's kind of got his arm there cocked over his heart. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so now on the bump for the Colbert Leopards is number 7, Garrett Taylor. He is a right-handed pitcher and utility player, senior. So see if he can work his magic and have a little bit better opportunity here to get Colbert out of another jam, in large part due to their own making, but it's the way it is in early baseball. You got to fight out of it. I would rather get tested early rather than skate and just coast through the season. I'd want to take my lumps early and learn from them, improve, and more importantly, use them to your advantage. All of these teams are traditional, powerhouses in baseball. The only team that doesn't traditionally fit that mold would be Colbert. But, I got to say, when I looked at the new pairing for the new 2A classification, I did figure Ketchum. I did figure maybe Oklahoma Union. I figured maybe Central Sallisaw. I thought Colbert definitely would be a team to keep an eye on. Did not anticipate them already being number 1. So, congratulations and good for them. I mean, that's about as good as it gets for a new classification. So, team comes in here with a lot of confidence. We'll see if they are able to build on that confidence and it not become a humbling moment for the Leopards. All right, this one's a trouble ball. He's going to get it. However, nice throw. Really thought he might tag up and be able to jump that one. Really good shift to the hips by the right fielder. He read that one perfectly and was already rolling, so it had no chance to drop, had no chance to kind of linger out there, and he hit his cutoff man on a rocket throw. So it prevents Rattan from being able to tag up and get a sac RBI. So now 2 down after the early strikeout. So it should be some really, really high-class, exceptional ball. If you're fans of fall ball, you will love the new configuration for spring. It just gives us kind of some more matchups and opportunities for some of the smaller schools. I don't know that I hate it, don't know that I like it. I just know that it's going to be very hard to cover even more teams when it comes playoff weekend, so that part I'm definitely not going to like. But I think there has been a log jam in the fall for, oh boy, oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, he does it again. I mean, what do you say? Another blast. Mr. Cooper Johnson is on fire. I mean, top the hat. Somebody's feeding that guy some Wheaties, man. He's getting some old school nutrition. 8 RBIs off of grand slams. James Childers adds his name to the book. So now Cooper Johnson, 4 RBI grand slam. James Childers, 4 RBI grand slam. Wow, and now this game is on run rule alert. Is going to hook over, can't get it. It's going to fall for a single and make that a double. And Johnson is cooking all the way into second base. Well, you can't hear much of the applaud, but the hometown crowd likes what they see. I can guarantee you that. Well, what a turn of events, and this one got, kind of spun around on its head quickly. Can't script it much better than that. You get a couple of dink and dunk runs, one on a wild pitch, one on a little blooping single, and then 2 grand slams. Both of those players are on our watch list, and that is the main reason why that we are here. There are 3 players on our watch list from Colbert. There are 4 from Rattan. I believe there are 3 from Worcester. There are 3 from Silo. There are 3 from Wright City. And I think we now have a 3rd from Tupelo as well. Cash Wofford, Aiden Walkup, and Braden Bastable. That was going to be perfectly spotted. I thought the first one that I called a problem ball, I thought it was going to, trajectory was going to look more like that. And instead, the wind kind of caught it and framed it. The right fielder perfectly caught it on the angle. This time, he is way off on the shift, and it just perfectly goes right in between center and right. Can't do a thing about that. It was just perfectly hit, deep ball. So we'll have a courtesy runner at second. It is now a 10-run lead, and keep in mind the run rules that are in effect now put this game in a potential closeout territory early for Rattan. So since this is the bottom of the inning, Rattan can walk this thing off. It is 10 runs after 4 innings, though, and 8 after 5. So Colbert will get a final at-bat in a potential top 4th. However, the runs are there now to make that potentially a closeout scenario. Infield pop-up is going to shift over to second. He's going to step into the grass, gets the fly out. Your score now through 3 innings. Rattan 11, Colbert 1. You're watching Prep Nation TV coverage, day 1 action of the 2025 Rattan Ram Classic here at Rattan High School. I'd like to thank our coverage sponsors for today's live stream, video highlights, score updates, and tournament graphic. Battles Forestry, Diamond J Construction, L&N Bridges, and Top Notch Turf. They are a proud supporter of Colbert Athletics. We will be adding their other business. They actually have a race car business, which is pretty cool. You don't see that a lot, but I was born and raised near Lawton, and you see a ton of people who actually still do the circuits and the figure 8s and drags. But as soon as we get the information on that business name, we'll begin plugging it. I would like to personally thank our friend over, Lacey Wegger, and his wife. Thank you guys for sponsoring coverage. It's always my goal when we do these tournaments to be able to cover as many games, if not all the games, as possible. Sometimes due to travel and distance, we have to skip a first early game or one on a corner somewhere. But as is, Prep Nation will be broadcasting all 9 games of the tournament. And one more reminder, pod system, round robin play, 3 teams in action today. They're done and won't play again until Saturday. So Rattan gets the first and third game. Colbert plays first and second. Worcester plays second and third. That's your pairing. And then tomorrow it is Silo, Tupelo, and Wright City, likewise in a doubleheader punch-out. And then they'll reseed on Saturday. So the 3 teams you see today will not play on Friday. The 3 teams playing tomorrow will not be here today. But everybody will have an opportunity to play on Saturday, weather permitting. They are expecting some isolated showers early in the morning tonight through about 11 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll let you know if there is any kind of a delay in the games getting started. We do not anticipate that being the case, so it should stay 1, 3, and 5. And obviously those start times are subject to change due to length of game. One hop chops over to the third baseman, reads it, fires, throws, 5-3 ground out, and it is 1 down. The Leopards now down to their final 2 outs. One hops in the dirt, gets away from him. And it's hard to improve on back-to-back 5-run innings. Rattan just absolutely flipped the script after the pitching change early on, paid huge dividends. And it has been absolute smooth sailing ever since for number 15 on the mound here. Correction, I think that says number 13, Mark Janot. Rips it over to the shortstop. One-hands it, fires, throws. Scoops it up in the dirt. Nice defense. 6-3 ground out after the 5-3. And it is now 2 down. Colbert needs to get at least 2 runs in the top 4th. Stave off Rattan running any more across the plate. Otherwise, this will be a final score here with the next out. In for the strike. And back-to-back Ks. Rips it in for the single. That's going to put a base runner on as long as he... Oh, he gets him! It is a 9-3 toss out. Oh, what a heartbreaking way to lose the first game. All right, folks, final score. Rattan 11, Colbert 1. We will next have up the Worcester Wildcats versus this same Colbert Leopard squad. And so that game should start in approximately 30 minutes, give or take. Players will touch it up. We'll do our best to try to get an interview real quick with Mr. Cooper Johnson and James Childress, but they do have some duties, so it may not work out. If it's a little bit easier to see the screen and changing the toggles, so I may bounce over there. Yeah, that'll work. Are all the players going to be setting the field, Cooper and James?
Well, we don't play this game.
No, I know. I'm saying, are they going to be setting the field?
Get ready?
Yeah. Okay. I'll skip interviews, man. It's a lethal combo on that.
Well, I think I've got to get by him. I'm fixing to get by him in Indy. Okay.
Thank you very much. So how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, all right. Just telling him I got to get my eyes worked on again, so thank you for the shade, a little bit easier to see. I have divots on my corneas, and they're going to have to scrape them off again this summer. It blows because it pretty much blinds you temporarily while they do it for about 2 or 3 days.
All over.
Squeeze and get out of your way here.
Raylan, come on. Hold on, I'm getting the ball.
Oh, yeah.
easy. Okay, I don't. So. Now I need to go through here, and there it is right there.
Love you too. I'll see you in a little bit.
Rattan High School really good. You're not the only one. Yeah, we'll fix it.
That escalated quickly, didn't it?
Yeah, they smell blood in the waters.
Yeah.
They wait on somebody to make a mistake, and when they do, it's bad. They just, like anything I've ever seen, they don't feel good. They just can't. They don't just show up, they don't mind.
I'll go to the computer room.
That's
Compound there,
that's-
it's almost like it bounces back.
Well, it's just odd that kid goes away, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just very odd.
There's pros. There's a college that comes to mind in Norman that can't quite do that. You can almost tell by the first or second quarter, yeah, they
Right?
Y'all might have to move some of that stuff that's getting.
You just tell me where you're gonna go, Joey, and I'll put you there.
I don't know.
Over here.
Thank you.
How are you, sir?
You need anything to drink? Yes, please. Sweet as that. I got it. I went to the lake, so I said, I will bring it tomorrow. Oh, it's 12:20. I said, what? I said, that's like, oh,
They all kinds of stuff we eat.
I know. Don't know what. Chicken, barbecue.
Sherry made that.
Barbecue.
All right, barbecue beans. Hear me. Marquise, dude, I'll put my stuff down in the other room.
And then Tricia made this.
Nothing. Forget it. I'll go get it. There's 18 in there. Phosphorus and everything with it?
mom, she could have